to discuss Luke Cage season 1. It's more so kind of including everything, actually, just everything we've seen from Luke Cage, kind of recap into what we hope to see in season 2. So just jumping right on in, I just want to make sure I give you guys this information so I can get back to watching season 2. So we start with Luke Cage meeting him for Jessica Jones. He's living low. He owns a bar, trying to stay to himself. He doesn't want to have anything to do with anybody. And here comes Jessica. Of course, she's coming because she needs a drink. And they end up having coffee and fighting bad guys, getting into all her drama that brings him in. They find out they have some mutual people in common as far as their past is concerned. Eventually, Luke Cage has to relocate because his bar gets blown up. So it's okay. We know we're still going to hear from him. He's clearly still alive. So we'll just catch him when season 1 comes out for Luke Cage. So that's what we did. We find out where Luke Cage goes. He ends up going to Harlem, where he's staying with Pops at the barbershop. This is like that neutral ground because Pops was the original gangster of Harlem. So he has created this safe place, if you will, for just everyone to be, and nothing happens there, no crime or anything. You're in a protected zone. So 3 of the kids who kind of hang around the shop decide, oh, we're going to make a quick come up. Let's go ahead and mess up this gun deal, take the money, take the drugs, and go. Live our lives, get out of Harlem. Problem is they don't leave Harlem. And then Cottonmouth finds out about it, finds out it's kind of an inside job because one of the boys works at one of the clubs he owns, well, his primary club he owns. And so he goes on a rampage looking for the boys. Because he's causing so much commotion, all this destruction in his way, in his path, everywhere that he goes, Pops basically wants Luke Cage to put an end to it. Pops knows about Luke Cage and his abilities. Said, I'll keep it a secret, but you're going to have to do me one good solid one day. This is the solid. Save Harlem. Stop them from going after these boys. Save the boys if you can. So he ends up pretty much going after Cottonmouth. Cottonmouth is pissed. He's in way over his head. He don't know how to deal with this. And he ends up just trying to get his money back, or at least break even in some way so he can keep it moving. He's increasing taxes in the neighborhood, dealing with his cousin, Black Mariah, in politics, and they just got money going in between them like crazy. And she ends up getting involved because Luke Cage is messing with her money too. If you're messing with Cottonmouth's money, you're messing with Black Mariah's money. But she don't really know how to handle this kind of stuff. So we kind of go into a lot of these characters in their past. We end up learning a lot about what happened with Luke Cage, how he got his abilities in the first place, more information about Reva, his deceased wife, and everything that happened while he was in prison before he ended up coming to Hell's Kitchen and now Harlem. Same thing with Cottonmouth and his cousin Black Mariah. We learn a little bit about how they became to be. And then we also meet some new villains within this season as well. We meet Diamondback, who ends up having some type of relationship to Luke Cage as well. And, he knows him, so this is a personal vendetta for him, and we figure out what all that's about as well. So, of course, by end of season 1, we've kind of destroyed our villains. They've kind of had to go to the shadows, hide in the corners for a bit. And so we find out that he beats his villains, ends up getting them to retract into their corners where they belong. And enter into Misty Knight. She's my favorite character ever. So while all of this is going on, everything is going down, Misty Knight is being the perfect police officer she can be. But Luke Cage keeps getting in the way. She feels like he's a good man. She kind of knows he's a good man based off her personal interaction. And then she knows Pops, and anybody Pops is cool with. It seems that all of the people who are good-natured seem to be cool with. So she knows he's relatively a good guy. But he keeps getting involved in all this stuff. So he's been at every crime scene. Everything that's happened, he's had some way in it, or his name pops up somewhere. So that leads him to be a primary witness and suspect to a lot of things going on. So it's kind of hard to ride that thin line without you coming in and let's see what's really going on. So Misty Knight has her own issues that she's dealing with. I'm a little mad about season one. They played with my emotions a little bit with Misty and her arm, but it's okay because eventually we do. I know we're gonna see her true form, and that's one of the things I'm excited about with season two. End of the Defenders, we have Luke Cage, Misty Knight, Claire Temple, all fighting the good fight. And they all kind of just make their way back to Harlem after fighting the Defenders. So that was my brief synopsis of season one. If you have not seen it, check it out. If you want to see that full introduction to how we got Luke Cage, definitely check out Jessica Jones season one as well. All right. Now, season two. So I am super excited to see what happens with Luke Cage and Claire's relationship. I don't think Jessica Jones is going to be in this season, but what I don't want is for something to happen to Claire because they are still trying to be close to the comic book storyline. I won't go into details on that. I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but I'm concerned about Claire this season. I don't know if she's going. Well, they can't really take her out, but I feel like she's gonna be taken out. Let's just hope I'm wrong, you guys. Then you have Black Mariah, her in Shades, and at the end of season one, that like kiss thing they did. I just don't want to see any more of that. I can do without, because Black Mariah, they've already changed her so much, but it made me cringe a little bit just seeing the potential of what could possibly happen there. And then I will say this about the comic book. She usually has a partner in crime, White Jenny. I'm starting to kind of think some things about some characters in the other Marvel shows, possibly, but I'm not sure. But I'm excited to see if they cast a White Jenny who would be like her partner in crime. But right now it seems like she's working with Shades based off season one. So I do want to see what that turns into, minus the intimacies. We also have Dr. Bernstein. So he seems to still be experimenting out here. I want to see if something happens with his brother. If we see him again. But I know based off the villain primarily in this season, Bushmaster, that Dr. Bernstein's is definitely out here trying to make some type of successes. But they could have changed that whole storyline. So I don't know where Bushmaster comes in. One of the things about Bushmaster I don't like is that he's mutual enemy. He's also an enemy of Iron Fist. And I didn't like Iron Fist. I didn't like him as a character, the casting, and the story was a little weak. It just wasn't up to the expectations that they set with Daredevil, Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones, in my opinion. So I'm not really excited to see him. But I know he's going to be there. I know him and Luke blossom into this great friendship. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see the dynamic, but I could do without that either. Anyway, but those are some of the things I'm excited about. One major thing also is Luke Cage, his dad. So, I don't know if you guys remember, but in season one, him and Claire were walking when he first got shot with the Judas bullet. And they were actually talking about Luke's dad and how they don't talk, they don't do communicate or anything, and haven't for a very, very long time. He said his dad didn't approve of him, and especially since he went to jail, he pretty much just kind of wrote him off. They also mentioned his dad with the whole thing with Diamondback. So he referenced that, I don't know why you mad about this whole relationship with my dad, because my dad really wasn't even all that anyway. So I feel like they're going to do something where we get some more insight into the relationship with his dad, or his dad comes on the show. That would be exciting. But either way, you guys check it out. Start watching season 2 of Luke Cage. I'll be doing full episode recaps for that since it's new. I just kind of did this as a quick catch up for those of you who have not seen it or would like to see some type of point of view on what I thought about the season 1 Jessica Jones and so far everything we've seen in Luke Cage. So peace out. Remember to subscribe to ScreenQueen on YouTube. I have some other features soon. I will let you guys know as soon as I have it. Thank you for your support. Peace out.